Hey guys, what's up? It's Chris Labash. Still working on the Arrma felony. We got the front clip off, and now I took the rear clip off. It's fairly simple. It's just 4 bolts and 2 up top. So it's only 6 bolts to take off the rear clip, and then we're going to take off the bolts to get into our diff. Alright, so we can start doing that. And today we're just going to work on the ground. The front is a lot heavier than the back. The shock posts, you can leave those on or take that off. And now we're set. Just work on our table here. Also, I want to add in that I changed what I did with the splitter. It was already broken when I got it. I countersunk all the screws here and also put nuts on top of it. So there's a nut on every bolt that goes through. I think the reasoning behind the not doing it like this, and I mean there's bolts on the next piece right behind it, so why not put bolts on that piece over the foam? The reasoning is probably so the splitter does come off and doesn't ruin this piece here, but it's plastic. It's stronger now, so why not? If it's gonna break, it's gonna take off. I mean, a hard impact hopefully would snap this before bending the chassis or anything. But I don't know why Arrma didn't add bolts on the top of the splitter, since it gets ripped off every time you hit it. So I just went ahead and put some bolts on top, countersunk all my screws. They're a little bit longer than you take out. They are probably, I would have liked to have put a 12, a little bit more threads, but they're probably 6mm countersunk. So I want to see how that works out, because one hit on the curb and the splitter is just off. And right now I put some super glue on the crack, trying to keep it, together. So we did the center diff, we did the front diff. We got 100,000 in the front diff, and we have 200,000 in the center diff. Like I said earlier, I was looking for Loctite, and I found my 500K that I wanted to put in originally. But we'll try the 200K. It's not going to hurt anything. So if I feel like it needs a little bit more, we'll put the 500K in. Maybe that's why they take that part off. diff. So the rear diff is 4514. The front diff is 4215. So we have 4215 in the front, 4514 in the rear. Do not mix up your diffs. We're going to be putting 60,000 into this one. So that's the different gear ratio. You have 4215 in the front, you have 4514 in the rear. So if you mix these up, you will definitely probably cook your motor or ESC. So you cannot interchange the front and rear diffs on the Arrma Felony. Now if you want to run different tires, same size, you need to pick up another front diff and pinion, not just the diff. You need a pinion too. They made the pinion different. It is 14 back here and it's 15 up front. So not sure what it is on the limitless or on the infraction, but you would need both front and rear. If they're different, or if one is the same, you would just need one, and then you can run the same size tires. Alright, so we're gonna crack this open. It's very, very loose. It's probably 10,000 like the front, and we're gonna be putting 60 in it. So alright, that's how you take apart the rear, same as the front. Thanks guys. This is Crystal Bash. Please like, subscribe, comment, and we'll be doing a lot more stuff to the Arrma Felony. There's a lot more to come. Once I'm done with this diff, put it back together, I'll talk about the ride height of your car and how to lower it down, lift it up, or whatever you desire. Alright, thank you very much. Alright, so I have the rear diff open. It's a little low. It's definitely 10,000. 10,000 in the rear, 10,000 in the front, and 100,000 in the center. That's how this car comes stock. We're doing 100, 200, 60. And people think that that's a little, it might be a little high in the front and a little high in the rear, but you're dealing with the speed pinion and car that could do 100 miles an hour. So there's no harm in putting something thicker in with these gears moving so fast. You're not going to tell the difference. The 100 in the front, the only thing that may cause is it might be harder to turn. The outside wheel in a drift obviously is moving slower than the inside wheel, and that's where your diff fluid comes in. If you have a thin fluid, it will send a lot of extra power to that outside wheel and it will catch up with the inside wheel. If you have thicker fluid, it makes it a little harder to catch up with that inside wheel into drift. So this is my first diff change. I just got this, so we're gonna test and tune and play around with everything. the ride height of the car is a little high right now, and the front definitely is higher than the rear. So after this video, I will show you how to change that and have your shocks where they should be for war, you know, drifting and drag. I'm trying to do both. I think this amount of fluids is good for both. If you want to drag, you could pretty much lock up the rear and center and have a way thicker fluid in the front. I would say that'd be your easiest way to go straight. So this is Chris LaBash. Please like, subscribe, and leave comments. Alright, thanks guys, bye. Boom. Done. This is Chris LaBash. This is done with felony. So I'll put back together. Okay, so we got our front clip on, our rear clip on. We got our 60, 200, and 100 in the front. It feels really good. I wanted to talk to you guys about ride height. Let's see if you can see here. Okay, as you can see, I have it leaning forward now, and you're going to want to put your shocks stiff. So pretty much almost all the way down. And in order to lower your car, you're gonna just use your droop screws. So it has droop screws in the rear, has droop screws in the front, and you pull those out as you see fit. I also put a little more rubber down to the ground. As you can see, the previous owner had the inner wearing a little too much. So you do want that camber in. You know, you're gonna turn tighter with your camber in just a hair. You know, the rears, you kind of want to put as much rubber to the ground as you can. So you want your rear tires to be a little straighter up. This way you could kind of dive into those corners. With the body on, it still looks like it's sitting differently. It looks higher in the front than it does in the rear, but with it off and just going by the chassis, you can see that the chassis is lower in the front. And that's all done with droop screws, and the shocks pretty much have nothing to do with ride height unless you put on longer shocks off of a different car. So yeah, that's all done. Everything sounds nice and nice and tight and good. The mesh is right on point. I do think it's going to want the 500K in the middle, but it will definitely drift better with the might drift better with the 200K. So that's it. You're gonna use your droop screws to adjust the height of your chassis. That's what they're there for. And this is without batteries. With batteries, I run two 3S smart batteries, 5,000 milliamps, hard case to have the weight proportionally on both sides, even though the motor side is a little bit heavier than the ESC side, but it is pretty even in the front, and it's definitely heavier in the front with the batteries even installed. I wish I had 4 scales, but I don't. And that's that. This is even with the 100 in the front, it's still not super resistant, and it should be great. Alright guys, this is Chris Labash. Please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you run. I'm still stock motor, speed pinion. Like I said, there's a lot more to come. I can't wait to get my hand on the drive shafts. Made by, I want to get a lot of Basher Queen, her stuff, and the drive shafts are made by, I can't remember who, but they just came out with titanium pins and ends and carbon fiber drive shafts, and it completely eliminates the drive shaft chatter. So that's one of the first upgrades I'm trying to get my hand on after I do a little cosmetic on the splitter and on some skid plates, titanium skid plates. Get some sparks, and also got a lot more carbon fiber pieces coming in. I might get her 9-piece set, and we'll go from there. All right, so make sure you subscribe if you want to see all the Basher Queen stuff. And these drive shafts are tremendous. It totally eliminates even having this bearing case to help the drive shaft. It totally eliminates the chatter that happens when you're going super fast in this car. Alright guys, subscribe. Thanks. Bye.